Welcome back to another video. So we're not working on the F today, we're working on the new Corolla. If you're new to the channel, here's my 2025 Corolla SE I just bought, and I don't feel safe driving around the city without having a dash cam. So here it goes. Dash cam of choice I'm using is going to be the Vatnure N4 Pro, which I actually have on the F. I ended up just buying a rear camera and a new hardwire kit, and I just swap the cameras back and forth as I drive the cars. I can't drive both cars at once, so drive one at a time. So let's go ahead and swap it over to the new car. Here's the rear camera kit. Bought this from Vatnure website. I'll link it down below. Got the rear camera and a 20-foot USB to USB-C cable. As for the hardwire kit, purchased it on Amazon, and it comes with a bunch of extra fuses, which is hella nice. I had to go out and buy any. It comes with the actual plug itself, as well as a instruction manual. So we're gonna start giving this thing power first, and to do that, we have to access the interior fuses, which is like right behind this. So we're gonna remove this panel, which looks like it's gonna be maybe a Phillips right there. Kind of hard to see. So hard to see, but this thing is like a I guess screw, a bolt, nut. You just kind of twist it out and it comes out. So we're gonna start prying everything open, starting with the door sills right here. Just pretty much prying this open and getting this part out. Oh, it's not good. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. With that exposed, you'll see right under there, right there, that's the interior fuse panel. I'm just gonna pop that out and read what fuse it's tapping to. So for the hardwire kit, you're gonna need a always on one and a on and off of accessory mode. I'm thinking the on and off of accessory, I might tap it into the OBD. I'm not a fan of tapping it into the ignition fuses because if it does get loose, your car will shut off on you. And then I'm gonna try to test with a multimeter, just to see what these blank fuses are, see if they're always on or they're accessory fuses. So pretty much if you don't know how to use this, you're gonna tap the black to metal, some sort of ground, and get the red and just stick it in there and see if you get power. So the Corolla uses a micro mini. So that's that right here, very tiny one. Got two one from each bag, one for the always on and one for the off. I'm just gonna test where I'm gonna put the fuses, because I think I figured out where I want to put them. Alright, once you have the fuses that you want to use, you want to unroll your smart wire kit, and as you can see, there's the two connectors right here. One's going to be for an always on, and one's going to be off and on the car, as well as a ground, and just going to have to connect it to the appropriate fuses that you tapped into over there. Let's go ahead and find a good ground first. I'm going to keep testing as we go finding the fuses. So Toyota makes it pretty cool. There's a ground actually right here I'm gonna try to use. If not, there's one back there as well. I'm gonna try to use this one first. For more room to play with, go ahead and pop out this piece right here. And to open this panel, you can use a simple pry bar and just pop it out like that. And so all the way down. So it's kind of dark now because I don't go in and get some food, but I tapped it into I believe it's right under the USB 1. There's an empty slot right there. That's ignition on and off with the car, and then I tap the always on with the dome light. Since the dome light works even though the car is off, like right now, for example, it's on. So that's how I tapped it, and then what we do now is tuck all the wires up and mount the camera. So thankfully, Vatnure gives you two of the mounts, so I'm able to swap this pretty easily because this mount itself comes out of the dash camera like this. See, it comes out, so I can just mount this to the car. Don't mind just a double-sided tape for now because I'm gonna get my windshield tinted. So this is temporarily. I got tinted about maybe 3 weeks or so. So no point of getting anything permanent. It's gonna get taken out eventually anyways. So go ahead and stick this on and then got my wires. All right, this is my mount position of choice right here, pretty much directly in the middle. All right, so I just ran it up all the way down from the A-pillar, all the way across, down the A-pillar, behind the weather seal, all the way down. You see a little bit of the wire right there, all the way down. Simple. And just like that, invisible. Don't see nothing. I just tuck the extra wires right there, down below, and it's time to close everything up. And dash cam is on parking mode. I actually touched it. It's recording. Car is off. Everything is put away. Look at that, seamless. Nothing. So everything's a success. And now we'll keep filming for a little bit and then turn off on its own. And another test is to turn on the car and turn off the car. And this should tell the camera right there, it's in parking mode, should tell it to turn off. Turns off, boom. Then we can maybe slap it a little bit. So tap it. Boom, parking mode. Turns on right away, look at that. Yes, sir. Just gotta make sure I adjust it later. It's kind of dark, I can't really see what my hood is. But it looks pretty good, so, and I can see what I'm driving to make sure that's always on, so. That's the fronts. So I bought the rear dash camera on the website itself because it came with the wire. I think the one on Amazon is about the same price. It does not come with the wire though. So I wanted to go with the wire, so I ended up ordering it on the website itself. And I'll leave everything down in the description below. Never did a hatchback before, but what it seems like I'm gonna do, I'm probably pop this panel off and then try to fish the wire down this way. Or maybe even this way. But more likely this way because I already got wires coming that way already, so probably this way. And this can be popped off with a simple pry tool. There you go. The Corolla Hatchback's pretty cool. It has these actually clips holding the fender liner. It's kind of similar to my RCF where you kind of like pry it a little bit. It comes out like so. Kind of a hard shadow, but you kind of pry it and just kind of pull it down. So that's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a battle, but pretty much I got this one out. Kind of fish the wire through here. I couldn't film, I don't have my tripod sadly. But put the wire through here, pop out the two gaskets, so I'll get the wires kind of here. Got two zip ties, cut zip tie here, one zip tie here, so I can have a fishing line. And then kind of just worked it, massaged it, and got it through here. I'm just gonna put it up here and then make it stick out now. So that's good. Putting this rubber grommet back on was a pain in the butt, but thankfully I can remove this part. The whole clip from underneath is like a clip here, a push clip here, and a clip there. Just kind of pull it out. It'll be easy that way. Then we took it all around. I gotta figure out this part now. So, and I might have to run more wires too, so I can tuck it more in here since there's so much empty space in here. All that empty space, instead of trying to tuck it all in here. Should pull more wire out, so I took it in there, but oh well, I will figure that out later. Okay, thankfully this clip comes out too, but man, these are the pain in the butt. You can avoid removing this rubber grommet, just pushing these out maybe or something, or you have better luck. These were a pain to get out, so hopefully I can still pull some wire out if I need to. If not, I'm in trouble, but let's go ahead and get this grommet back on this plastic piece and push it back in and start finishing up this wiring job. If you're curious, this is how it's supposed to sit. I feel like it's so hard to do it without it off to get all the way around and in, so it's how it's supposed to sit. That way whenever it is on, you can see it's tight and doesn't go anywhere, not letting any water in, which is good. The bright side, I can still fish more wire out, so that's a huge plus. Now a huge downside is that I didn't realize, totally forgot that this thing sat pretty flush. So we're gonna have a pretty much gap on the top from where this wire is gonna stick out. Figure out how much excess wire I'm gonna have. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this wire in to the main camera in there and then start tucking in from the front back and see how much excess I have. Tuck the excess over here or even in there. Alright, so everything's wired. This is the excess that we have. I was looking in here. I don't know if y'all can see it in there, but it's a lot of like wires. It's not really like an empty free spot. Let me see if I can get back an angle in there. See, it's a little bit of room in there, but I'm just gonna tuck it all in here because I have so much extra space in here. So I'm just gonna pull all this wire up the best I can. Just like that, I got a bunch of excess wires. Got everything to pull. I think if I could just pull it, the Velcro strap it came with, I'm just gonna tie it in a pretty little loop in there. Not really pretty, but it's bundled up pretty okay enough to tuck it in right in here. It's gonna sit like that. Once I tuck it in and make it look prettier. Ta-da! Now for the rear dash camera itself, nice pretty box. Ta-da! Yes, sir. It has a, ooh, it gives an extra 3M tape. That's clutch. But this to the side. There you go. Go ahead and clean the window, find the medium spot, and then stick the sucker on. Before sticking it on, I'm gonna plug it in to see, make sure I got the right way, make sure it's not like upside down pretty much. Thankfully I have parking mode, so I can just really just plug it in and it should turn on its own. There it goes. Let's see. And it's upside down, so luckily we checked that. So it's upside down, and if you want a better view, you can always change the view. Boom, see? That's upside down, so we're gonna change that real quick. So now we know it's upside down, so we're gonna just reverse it and then mount it. This is how I had it sitting, so now I know how to do it this way. So what I'm gonna do, there's this 3 bolts right here. That middle bolt seems pretty dead center on with the car. So I'm gonna put the dash cam lens right in the middle of where that bolt is. Right there, about center, maybe a little bit more to the right, but and generally close enough. And you realize there's a Vatnure logo, so when that's pretty much straight, that's how you know it's straight too. And that's pretty much how it looks plugged in. Let's go ahead and go in the car and check to make sure that it looks pretty good once we close the trunk. Another good idea is if you have the app, that will help you tremendously as well. App, you can see everything, and you can see we're pointing straight to the sky, so we're gonna lower that a little bit. So we ran into an issue. So you know how that wire was sticking out, wasn't sitting as flush. Well, let's just say I almost lost a few tabs. You can see that almost bent out right here too. Like, see that white was flexing a lot right here too. Almost lost these 3 tabs, and these are like $40 to replace. So I'm gonna do the correct way and shave off a few. I'm using the gritty one to cut down majority of the material and finish it with the smooth one to get a smooth surface. And here's the end result. And I'm cutting the material here, leaving a rivet, and made this part pretty thin. In the back, I made it pretty thin so the wire, because this material is kind of thick, so I made it thin so the wire can feed through. And that's how the cut looks. Nothing sharp, everything smooth. And this is how it looks. Looks pretty good. And clears, and I can pull on it and still have room, so it's not tight at all, and boom. The reason why I kind of made the hole is because I'm always going to have a dash cam in the rear, so I'm always going to need that hole to be there anyways. Pretty much concludes the install of the dash camera, but instead of trying to show you in the pitch dark, let's check in when it's daytime. Okay, so I got the dash cam hardwired. It's going to go all the way up to the A-pillar, all the way up here, down to the side, and down to the base right there. And that's going to connect the main power. Now for the reverse camera, it's going to connect from right here. It's going to shoot up through there, all the way across, all the way across, no lines at all, all the way across, like I said, no lines at all. Keep going all the way up to here, to the back, and from the back it goes from here all the way to over here, and from here it shoots up through here into here. That goes into this panel, and then plugs in to the rear dash camera. Clean, simple, and no one will notice a thing. And here's how that cut looks right there. Seamless and clean. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope it's pretty informative. And if y'all have any questions, as always, leave it down below. And hopefully y'all can follow these steps pretty easy if y'all want to hardwire your own dash camera. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.